The Hashira are some of the deadliest in the Demon Slayer Corps. In the most recent season, episode 1, we get to see the Hashira training and trying to bring up to speed the rest of the Demon Slayer Corps. But how good is this training really? My name is Max Hall. I've been a personal trainer for the past decade. I'm a powerlifting coach, a national level powerlifting competitor myself, and the owner of a gym called Arctic Strength Powerlifting Club. And I'm going to use my past 10 years of experience in the industry to break down and tell you how good is the Hashira training work.
日付だが
3日後から始めるとしよう。
Okay, so here we have them discussing when they would like to start the Hashira training and start training up the Demon Slayer Corps. I really like that they decide to get started right away. I think very often in our own fitness journeys, procrastination can be such an easy thing. I'll start Monday. I'll start next week. I'll start in a month. I'll start in 3 months. I think the sooner you can get started, the better. And in this case, the soonest they could get started is in the next 3 days. And they decide to go ahead and say, we are going to start in the next 3 days. I think this is going to be a very valuable lesson to apply to our own fitness journeys, to not procrastinate and to get started as soon as possible.
絞り、鬼殺隊全体の底上げに全力を注ぐ機会とする。
Okay, so in this scene, he's talking about they have a very short period of time and they want to make as much improvements as possible. It kind of brings up a good discussion about long-term versus short-term goals. I think a lot of times people want to set goals of, I have this vacation in 2 months, I have this wedding in 3 months, and I need to get into shape as fast as possible, instead of trying to basically train for life and have like a very high level of general fitness, and then maybe here and there kind of bring those things in as they need to. I think people kind of just like jump right into like, I need to do this like really short-term thing. And when I think it comes to short-term versus long-term, I think a lot of people focus too much on the short-term goals. And I think if they focused a little more on the long-term goals, they would be a little bit more successful. Obviously, in this case, they are very limited on time and they have no choice but to focus on the short-term goal. Sometimes that happens in life too. Sometimes people are given ultimatums of like, hey, if you don't get your fitness right in like the next couple months, it could mean very negative health consequences for you. Sometimes doctors will propose those kind of ultimatums to people, and they do have those like very short kind of leash, I need to do this now, kind of now or never type things. If given the choice, I do think that it's better to set good long-term goals and not get caught up in some of like short-term just burst goals for fitness.
に巡って稽古をつけてもらうんだって。
そうなんだ。すごいな。
何もすごくねえわ。最悪だよ。地獄じゃん。
Okay, so here we get to see that Zenitsu has kind of a negative mindset around training, and it's something he has to do, versus Tanjiro, who has a very positive mindset around training, and it's something he gets to do. So in life, not everybody's going to enjoy training so much that they're going to want to do it, and sometimes those people are going to be in positions where they have to do it. I would say if you can be the person that gets to do it, that's definitely a better place to be. That's a better mindset to have around working out and around training, because it does suck to be the person that has to do it. With that said, not everybody's going to like fitness, not everybody's going to enjoy working out, but if you can find a way of working out that you enjoy more and you don't hate, and it makes you more excited to go train and allows you to have more of a positive mindset, more of the Tanjiro-like mindset of you get to train and you get to get stronger and you get to enjoy this, you are going to have a much more positive experience with fitness. You are also going to be more consistent, you're going to get better results, and it's going to be a lot less of a chore to have to get fitness done. So not an easy mindset switch for everybody to make. My one thing would be, if you can find a way to make that mindset switch and find a way of exercising that you don't hate, that you enjoy, and you get to do it, you are going to get way better results.
上の人と手合わせしてもらえるって上達の近道なんだぞ。
Training with somebody stronger than you will absolutely make you stronger. I really like this point from Tanjiro here. I think this is a very underrated thing of training with people stronger than you elevates your level. And this is a big reason why people hire a trainer, is that somebody more knowledgeable than themselves to pass along that information. But even just being in the vicinity and training around people that are stronger and have been through the journey before will elevate you and make you better off yourself. If you can have the opportunity to train around people stronger than you and elevate your own strength, I highly recommend it. Cardio. So cardio is kind of the bane of my existence. I guess I shouldn't say that. Very typical to anime. They have worked in some running into the training here. In anime, I think that running is a very pivotal part of training that basically every training arc includes, and for good reason. Most of the time, what people are training for is some type of fighting or some type of task where they need to be able to run away from an enemy or run to a situation to save somebody, and having really good cardio is only going to benefit them. I think cardio can also be really beneficial for your life. However, I don't think that cardio just has to be running. In fact, I would say for most people, it probably shouldn't be running. I think running is great if you enjoy running, but if you don't enjoy running, there's many other ways in order to get your cardio done. For example, you could go biking, you could do some boxing, you could play some basketball. Any of these forms of cardio are a really, really good form of cardio for you if you enjoy them. For me, I personally enjoy walking, so I try to work walks in after most of my workouts, and this helps me get into shape and take care of my cardio while doing something I enjoy. I usually watch some anime while I'm doing it, and it doesn't have to be a chore or a task. So running, good if you like running, not good if you don't like running. Find something else to do for cardio. So it's lunchtime for the Demon Slayer Corps, and they need to get their food in. So really like to emphasize how important nutrition is in training and using food as fuel. Your body cannot perform these tasks, whether it's running, weightlifting, whatever form of fitness you like to do, that requires you put energy into your body, and that's what food is. So you need to be properly fueling yourself in order to have the proper performance for what you want to do. So in the case of the Demon Slayer Corps, they need to be eating and they need to kind of get their food in so that they can keep training hard and elevate and raise their level.
による地獄の柔軟がお出迎えだ。そん次はイグロだな。8筋強制。蛇の稽古はねちっこいぞ。で、品津川だろ。無限打ち込み稽古って聞いているが、その名の通り再現ねえぞきっと。最後に姫島の旦那の筋肉強化訓練。これは人間捨てるっきゃねえな。
This seems like a really well-balanced training program. I really like that they're including specific training for the skills that they need, cardiovascular training, strength training, and flexibility training. This is probably one of the more well-rounded training programs I've seen in an anime, which is really cool to see. That's some interesting flexibility training.
こんな隙だらけじゃもう3回は鬼に食われてるよ。
So most of the training styles that we see them doing are sword training, which makes sense. They're swordmen. They need to hone and train their sword skills to get better at their craft so that they can better slay demons. I really like that 3 of the training methods that they're doing involve becoming better swordsmen. One is obviously like infinite slashing, which means that they're just like slashing infinitely, which is probably good for endurance for long fights. But the other ones are more focused around the finer skills of honing their sword skills and learning to slay demons better. This is probably the majority of training they need, and this is the majority of training that they're doing.
みんな頑張るのだ。
So I'm not quite too sure how this is strength training, and I'm not sure if they're going to show it more in a future episode of what training they're actually doing with him in order to make them stronger. It might be something along the lines of like the water's hitting their body and that's creating like resistance down on it, and they need to be able to like stay in that like sitting up position for as long as possible in order to get stronger, which is kind of a neat and creative way to do strength training, but I'm not sure if there's other components to this that he's is using to make their bodies and minds stronger. I would like to hope so, but we just don't get to see it. I'm giving this training an 8.5 out of 10. I really like that it includes some flexibility, specific sword training, endurance training, and strength training. That's a really well-balanced program, and I think that's exactly what the Demon Slayer Corps needs. So that's what I really like about the program. What I don't like about the program is that they don't run it all the time. I feel like they could have like the Hashira teach some people how to teach these things and have this just as like a constant way of training up the Demon Slayer Corps. Like, why did they wait this long to institute some type of training for the Demon Slayer Corps? And then also it's like, hey, we have like a few days to get you guys in the best shape possible for this final battle coming up, rather than like, hey, maybe we start this years ago and less Demon Slayers die. I don't know. So that would be my knock against it, and that's why it doesn't get a 10 out of 10. Thank you for watching. If you've made it this far, please like the video, drop a subscribe on the channel, turn on that notification bell, and share this video with one friend that you think would enjoy it.